Comparing Tron the movie with Automan the television series. I recently saw the entire series on Automan that starred Desi Arnaz, Jr., and Chuck Wagner. As amazing as the series was, they never explained the original idea for why it was produced. If you have watched the series, you see 4 distinctive things that are identical to the Tron movie by Disney. First is the chopper, which was the same configuration as the chopper that Dillinger came to Encom with during the opening scene, except the color was red in Tron and blue in Automan. The second close facsimile was the autocar, which was based on a similar idea to the light cycles. Unfortunately, when they showed Automan riding a motorcycle in an episode, it didn't look even close. More like another ABC series called Street Hawk. The third similar thing was cursor, which was shown in Tron as a bit or a memory. Remember that Clue asked the bit about whether they could merge with this memory and the bit said yes. Then Flynn later found a recognizer and asked a bit, "Can you say anything else?" and the bit said no. He then said, "Plus or minus, you're a bit." He said in a humorous way, "I've got another mouth to feed," and the bit said very fast, "Yes, yes, yes." The fourth similarity was when Automan first appears in the beginning of the show. They have a background of shimmering white lines rotating around his silhouette. This was identical to when Tron was formed in the opening scene of the Tron movie that Disney made in 1982. If you have ever seen the series, you will find a fraudulent statement at the top of the DVD set saying this caption: "From the producers of Tron." Sorry, but Glenn A. Larson did not produce Tron, nor did anyone else who is claimed as the executive director or executive producer. The only similarities to the movie is the visual chopper, car, and Automan's uniform design. The difference is obvious. Jeff Bridges wore a hat and the faces of all the programs in Tron were gray in color except their life colors. I know that Automan was able to move between his world and ours, but they should have been closer by having used the hat and other things that the programs wore in the movie if it was to have come across more realistically. Maybe the reason why Automan did not include some of these elements was because Disney was already saying something to them like, "You guys are close to being sued for copyright infringement," so Glenn Larson decided, "Let's just cut out any other references and hope Disney doesn't do anything." Autocar did many maneuvers that mirrored the light cycles. Like when he dodged into and out of traffic or made 90-degree angle turns, the light cycles did that too in Tron. What was sad about the series was that Walter never got to enter into Automan's world and see how he lived there, like we saw in Tron. The budget for the series was really small for the amount of animation they were using, so that possibility was low. Cursor, the light ball never spoke, unlike the bit memory ball did in Tron. It would say yes or no, but nothing else. Chuck Wagner's robotic mentality didn't do him justice either, because the programs in Tron had personalities. Automan was a hologram but still could move, speak, and react to his surroundings, so in that regard, they didn't do him any favors. Another kind of disservice was whenever Chuck Wagner had to wear funky clothes, they implied he had a chest line and hair. We know he didn't from that blue halo of metallic light that engulfed his whole body, so where did a chest line or hair come from? Making Automan a federal agent was an ingenious idea of concealing his identity, but if you think about it, how could he prove who he was? One episode had Automan be an extra in a movie. How could his image have shown up on film if he was a hologram? Another fact of the series early on was that he couldn't function once daylight happened. Then, he could later on, but still only so long, and then he'd phase out again. If he could get energy from light sockets, why couldn't he just recharge wherever they were and then keep going on? One big difference between Tron and Automan was the materialization of Automan into our world. He never needed any kind of device to bring him here. In Tron, the only way Flynn could get into the computer world was by a laser that teleported him into the computer grid. The whole idea would have worked so much better if they had mentioned Tron in some way during the series, like have Jeff Bridges show up to promote the television series or Bruce Boxleiter. But, there again was Disney saying that they were already close to being sued for copyright anyway, so Larson just said that's all we're doing about the movie tie-in. 20th Century Fox made Automan and Disney did Tron, so there's no way to merge them together. As a notice of interest, Disney has yet to release their Tron Uprising animated series on DVD anytime soon. Why they haven't is anyone's guess, but I assume it's because they are still trying to figure out a way of making money from it without resorting to video sales. Other series that might be better sellers at money would be Supergirl, the television series on DVD. However you feel about Automan, it is the closest thing that was produced immediately after the Tron movie was released in theaters. After 33 years, it is amazing I never have heard about this series. Seeing the graphics of the car and chopper convinced me to buy the series and watch it. I think it did Tron some justice and gave kids the chance to see early computer animation. It certainly should have been given more credits to Tron the movie than it was given by ABC Television.
This is ABC,